Ladies and gentlemen, the setup tour has finally come. And before I even start this video, I want to say a thank you to each and every one of y'all that's hit this video, that's been watching me for probably a couple days, weeks, months, years. Very little of y'all have been watching me since the very beginning. So I want to say thank y'all so much. Yeah, I mean, you literally changed my life for the better. I didn't have to work a 9-to-5 job to get to where I am right now. I did this all jobless to now being full-time with YouTube and Twitch. Thanks to y'all. So seriously, thank you so much. Y'all mean the world to me. But I know y'all super hyped to check out this set of video. Enough talking to set. Let's get into it. So before we get into the primary setup, let's get into the somewhat secondary setup. Yes, I do have a laptop, and yes, I do use it for my channel. If y'all are the OGs, you would remember this laptop. This was the, we could say, first ever big investment that I made to the channel, and obviously it was a much worth investment. I think it was about 3 years ago that I brought this laptop, but it actually has some pretty decent spec. Intel Core i7-7700HQ with a GTX 1060, and these are actually not bad. Like, I'm actually able to edit some of my videos with this laptop. 1080p videos editing at the same time is not really something that you can do in your average computer. So the fact that I can do it on this laptop, and I've had this thing for years, is fantastic to me. Sometimes I want to go on a balcony or just relax outside and edit. I've been doing that. It's been amazing. Coming up next, we have the newer ring light. Now, I'm pretty sure this is 18 inches. It's not bad. I do have plans of actually changing this ring light to like probably like an Elgato ring light. I don't even think it's a ring light. It's just an Elgato like box light, something like that. I don't know. I just want to make my setup look a little bit better. Plus, with the Elgato lights, I could like change the warmth of my thing. So if I want to make my videos look warmer and more color popping out, then I can. But with this ring light, it's just the whole just LED lights around it that just, you know, brighten, and they get pretty bright. They get pretty bright. Coming up next is the camera. Now, obviously you can't see the camera on the stand because that's the camera that I'm using to record this video. To see all the shots and all that, Sony A5100 is what I'm using. I've had this camera for about a year now, and it's actually really good. If y'all like, you know, somewhat of like a beginner, or you're looking for a camera that's around like what, $300-$500, a little bit more, that actually has really good quality once you tweak the settings, gets the job done, I highly recommend the Sony A5100. Really good. I think you can even find it for cheaper on eBay for people that's used it for use. Like, if you want to, you could get it. Really good investment. I went from a whole webcam camera to this, and you can see the difference is night and day. Go back into my videos probably like, I don't know, a year ago, look at the webcam quality and then compare it to this quality right now. It's literally a night and day difference. Coming up next is the mouse. Now, the mouse I'm using is the glorious Model D wireless. And the reason why I got this mouse specifically is so many things. First, I'm a righty, so I don't need to worry about getting a ambidextrous mouse that works for both lefty and righty. This is so comfortable as well. With the glorious Model, it's not a bad mouse, but it's just mainly like, you know, it's not really like a resting mouse, if that makes sense. I think it's just full-fledged gaming. But with this, I feel like it's just made for gaming and productivity, and I never have any strains, any just pain on my finger or hands at all when using this mouse. I can use it for hours. I can use it from every hour, which I do. I use it every day for hours on hours, and you know, it's not bad. Coming up next is the mouse pad. Now, it's just your standard, you know, just Logitech mouse pad. I think it's a 905 mouse pad, something like that. I think it's XXL as well. It's a pretty large mouse pad, and I have the room for the mouse pad. I need a mouse pad that can actually, you know, hold both my keyboard and mouse, and this gets the job done. It looks fantastic, looks phenomenal, and I highly recommend y'all getting this if you just are looking for a mouse pad that will get the job done. And it's not even expensive. I think it's like $50. That's not bad. This keyboard, there is so many things about it. First things first, it's wireless and you can do wired. You know, it's really good, gets the job done, and I could literally use this for 3-4+ days without charging it once. You know, obviously if you use the lowest brightness setting so you could just get more charge, more battery out of it, it's fantastic. And obviously if you put it on the lowest brightness setting and you plug it in and you charge it, it charges so quick, it's not even funny. It probably takes about 30 minutes an hour to fully charge this from like 5 or 10% to complete 100%, and then it lasts days without a charge. Oh, love it. You can see on the top right, we do have ourselves like a little audio station. So that little scroll wheel we can use to raise or lower the audio. We got a little replay, we got a pause and play button, skip button, and lastly a mute button, which comes in handy. Like sometimes people are calling me, or if I need to hear someone, you know, ringing a doorbell or knocking, I could just simply hit the mute button and bada bing bada boom, easy. I don't have to click the Windows button and then go onto the audio thing on the bottom right of my screen, and it's super annoying. this gets the job done. And of course, we could switch the profile as well. So if I want a gaming profile or editing profile, I could simply switch from M1 to M2 to M3. It gets the job done. I highly recommend you getting this keyboard, but it is pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure it's like $300, but hey, it's worth it. It's made for gaming. It's made for productivity. Gets the job done. Next thing, we have the Stream Deck. Now it's just your average Stream Deck. It's not no Stream Deck XL. I don't need anything crazy because, you know, it's too big, but this just gets the job done. I mainly use this for streaming if I want to switch from scene to scene, turn off camera, mute, all that. Stream Deck comes in handy. Love it. Gets the job done. Highly recommend if y'all a streamer, obviously. Coming up next is the table. Now the table is an autonomous table smart desk. So this thing actually can raise, can, you know, go down as well. But I obviously unplugged it because I do have a brother that comes here and play. And imagine he raised my desk while all the cords is plugged in and I haven't tweaked it, and then completely breaks the cords off my computer, my thing, and just costs thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage. So I unplug it. You can actually raise it, unplug it, and it'll still stay at that level, which is perfect. But man, I've had this table for about a year now, a little over a year now. This was actually a sponsored desk as well. You know, Autonomous just sending this out to me, so greatly appreciated. Might get a new one from them. I might contact them. We'll see. Coming up next is the monitor. So the first monitor is the Alienware W. I don't even know. There's a lot of just jibber jabber with this. I'll try to put it in the description below if I can find it. It's the Alienware Monitor. Now I've had this monitor for about, I think, a year and a half, 2 years, and it's been fantastic. It is pretty expensive. I think it's around $500. But man, it gets the job done. 240 hertz, 1 millisecond response time, G-Sync. It has beautiful RGB right on the back of the monitor that you can change within the setting. It got one of the logo and it has like 3 little lines in there. It looks fantastic and it gets the job done. Like the colors don't look bad, but it is not the best. I will say that. I had to tweak my monitor here and there to make the colors look better. But if you first purchase this monitor, the colors will look really washed out. So you have to go into GeForce Experience and just, or actually just GeForce Control Panel, whatever it is, and just tweak the thing so it looks better. I didn't have to do that with my second monitor since it is like an ISP display, but this I had to. Second monitor is an Acer monitor. Now this was kind of a rushed monitor because, you know, while I had a laptop setup, I was just very sick and tired of just using the laptop screen. I needed a bigger screen, and plus I wanted to dual wield screen. So this is what came in handy, the Acer monitor, and it's 144 hertz. Don't think it has 1 millisecond response time, but it does have G-Sync as well. So yes, I have 2 monitors that's G-Sync enabled right now, and it gets the job done. Coming up next, the big difference that y'all have noticed actually, and it's not really too crazy, but the cable management. Now, if y'all checked my previous setup tour video, my goodness, the cables were everywhere. There was comments about cable management disc, but that is completely fixed. I recently got myself some, I think, day straps or whatever there, and basically it's like things that you could hook up to your desk, you know, strap it there, and then you could just push all the cords in there, and it just contains it, you know, it just fixes all your cable management needs. If I find it, which I recently just got on Amazon, I'll put it in the description below. This is super recommended if y'all have a setup that has a lot of cords like mine, and it is not even expensive at all. It is pretty decently cheap. Anyone could get it. Recommend it if you plan on getting a setup or your setup just has a lot of cords everywhere, like my previous video. The mic has been changed, ladies and gentlemen. I recently actually got this beacon microphone about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's actually much better than I thought. It is pretty expensive. It comes at like, yeah, it comes around for $300, but it is worth it. It is a USB microphone. It does look like a microphone. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of having a Go XLR, all these things just plugged in. Yes, it would make me sound much better, but I'm a Minecraft YouTuber, for crying out loud. You think I'm a podcast YouTuber or I need a crazy thing? No, I just need a microphone that's a plug and play that gets the job done, that won't cause me too much stress. So the beacon microphone gets the job done. It does sound a little weird out the box, but with the beacon just software, wow, it's so many things I've done. I'll probably put some footage in the video. It's phenomenal. It really gets the job done. It took me about an hour or a little bit more just to tweak it. But man, it's fantastic. On to the headphones. Now you can notice that the headphones has changed, but you can see in the video, I kind of went back to the basically the headphones I had previously. Overall quality feels amazing. You do see that I have a little PatarHD. Yes, this was engraved into the headphones, and I want to give a massive shout out to my mom as well. She was actually the one who got me the headphones for my birthday. I was talking about them when they came out, and then I was like, you know, I really want them, and then And my birthday, she surprised me with them, and I was like, wow. Yeah. So W mom, you could say. W mom. Now the moment y'all been waiting for, if you watched setup tour, the previous one, you can see that this has been probably the biggest change in my setup yet is the PC. Yeah, the whole PC before was actually a pre-built computer that was just modified here and there. But this computer right here, as y'all can see in front of your very own eyes, is completely custom built by nobody else but me. I actually built this computer from ground up, and man, it was a struggle, but it was worth it because now I know what could, I basically can build another computer if I want to, and it's very beneficial and it saves me a ton of money. As you can see, the case has changed. It is a Alienware Dynamic XL case, and it was so hard to get this in white. Like, it's just, the black version was much easier, but the white version was just sold out, and I'm like, oh my god, I just really want it. So I got it. Alienware case, really good airflow in there. You can see that it has 10 fans in the computer, 6 fans bringing air inside of the computer, and 4 exhaust fans. So there's 3 fans underneath to bring some air into the GPU, 3 fans on the side. That's actually the AIO, the Alienware AIO. That's to bring air to the computer. It's not even made to bring air, it's just made to just obviously feed air into the CPU. Obviously, I just need airflow. Right now those fans are literally bouncing air all over the place in the case, or bouncing it straight under the, it's not really beneficial. And then you can see like this 3 fans on the top that's exhausting all the air, and this 1 fan on the back that I actually don't even need, but I decided to add because just why not. So yeah, 4 exhaust fans, 3 fans bringing air in this. Yeah. And then you can see the CPU and the RAM and the GPU. So the CPU is an Intel Core i7-9700K, overclocked from 4.6 to 4.9. If I go 5 gigahertz, 5.1, 5.2, I do blue screen, so it is not stable at 5 gigahertz. Some other Intel Core i7s might be stable at that, but I don't know. I ain't kind of trying to tweak it so I can get more performance out of it. But 4.9 gigahertz, really good. I didn't think it would actually compete with the RTX 3070. Like, I thought I was gonna have bottlenecking, and I think I still do, but not really that much. That's why I had to overclock this, because the GPU was so powerful for the CPU that I had to overclock it no matter what, to its maximum potential, get the most out of power out of it. So I done a lot of overclocking, and it's perfect. 4.9, really good. GPU, as you can see, is an RTX 3070, just a normal RTX 3070 from NVIDIA. I kind of regret getting this GPU, but I don't. Like, it's not a bad GPU, but I kind of wish that I went from probably like an MSI RTX, because it's, come on, 3 fans, better cooling, and obviously RGB. Come on, who doesn't love RGB? And then you can see the RAMs. Is this a Corsair? I forgot which one. I think it's a Corsair Vengeance RAM, overclocked to 3600, which is not bad. It's very fast and very much needed for the speeds that my CPU and my GPU is bringing. The amount of power, I needed that, seriously. And they're kind of expensive. I think it's like 120, 150 for all those RAMs. Yeah, they are pretty expensive, but they are worth it. Haven't had a single problem with them since. So for the power supply, I went with an Asus ROG Strix 1000 watts. I needed that because obviously I knew later down the road I want to upgrade, I want to get water cooling, all that, etc. RTX 3070, you already know. So I just basically went with probably one of the top end power supplies, and I think it's a little bit too much for what I have right now, but hey, better safe than sorry. Come on, like 10 fans in the computer and an RTX 3070, overclock CPU, overclock RAM. I just went with a over the top power supply. I needed it. Gets the job done, and yeah, it's pretty expensive, but hey, it's very much worth it. Motherboard is an Asus ROG Strix. I forgot the name. A lot of these things just have unnecessary numbers and stuff like that, but this is probably the top of the line best motherboard you can get for the CPU. But the only bad thing is obviously I can't use AMD, or I can't use any other later like Intel Core i9 10900. I can't use those CPUs. So in the future, I definitely have plans of upgrading my GPU probably to like an RTX 3080, and I do want to get my computer water cooled. I've been wanting to get a water cooled. I might even just bring it to Micro Center and get it water cooled very soon. You don't understand, like, this case is probably one of the best cases that you could use for water cooling. It has a lot of space, looks good, is exposed. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna probably try to hit up Micro Center, see if we can get a video done with them. And then I want to get my computer water cooled. Even with the specs that it has right now, I can get it water cooled, get more performance out of it, or maybe you could just deck out my computer and just upgrade it. We'll see. But I'm gonna try to contact Micro Center and see what we can do. I definitely have plans of water cooling my computer. I want to so bad. Also got an M.2 in there, and I highly recommend y'all getting an M.2. This is better than a SSD, better than a hard drive, which I don't recommend having Windows on. It makes your speeds of your computer literally doubled or tripled. Seriously, I'm not even over exaggerating that. That is just fact. But other than that, that is the setup tour, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video, and like I said, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to just have this as a full-time job. Like, guys, you don't understand how many people want this job. I didn't even expect this was gonna become a job. It was just starting from becoming, like, it was just a hobby that just blew up into a full-time job because of y'all. So seriously, thank you so much. And like I said, this thing is gonna be changed. Hopefully the next setup tour video, you'll see my computer fully water cooled. Hopefully a new mic arm, which I definitely need because this microphone is kind of heavy for this mic arm. Maybe a new camera thing, a new light, all that, etc. You're gonna see a lot of changes in the next setup tour. But yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate y'all. But thank y'all for watching the video. It is your boy Patar. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.